Hello and welcome to the Stover Farm channel. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And this is not a new map, but it is an entirely new farm. I have come back to Small Town, USA. Yes, that map that I made many months ago and have put out on my itch.io page. And I do apologize, I haven't made any updates to it. I know there are still things broken on it, but I am working on it. I've been in Giants Editor recently, making some changes, still learning many things in the editor. But I built a massive farm. And this video is not a walkthrough, it is not a build. It's just a look at my house and something that I've wanted to do for a while. And I actually saw a video on FarmSim25 from the Rental Man Buck and his channel Bucked Up about 4 days ago. So I'm doing this in late July, so it would have been maybe 4 days ago, I think, mid-July-ish of 2025. And he was doing gardening, and he'd set up a small garden using some of the really small implements and the 445 John Deere lawnmower. And it got me thinking, is there a way to do this more realistically? What I mean by that is we're so limited on small things. We can do greenhouses, and we can go in here to the map editor and we can take a look. We've got productions, factories, and greenhouses that include things like, right here. So we can have a garden plot, but it's really limited. You put some water in, you add some seeds, and then the production point itself is what does everything for you. It spits out nice, clean pallets, and you're good to go. What if we made small rows as actual fields, and then went in and used some of the hand tools? And I want to show these to you. So this is in my store, and this is down in, let's look at planters. Is it in planters? It might be in seeders. I think it's in seeders. Yes, right here. Hand pushable seeder. When we click on this, this is exactly 1.4 meters wide. And this pack that exists isn't just a seeder. There's tons of stuff. So there's weeders, there's harvesters. So let's go in here to the harvester. There is a hand pushable roots harvester and a hand pushable grain harvester. And I've got the hub on because I want to be able to see everything that's going on. You can see in the upper left-hand corner. And we are going to allow create field. So I'm going to push Y, and then I'm going to lower that plow. And when it goes in the ground, you can see that it is now making a field. And I'm just going to try to drive straight, like as perfectly straight as possible. Ooh, I might not have enough horsepower for this, or enough traction at least. Okay, so just a little bit of editing magic, and I now have the 4110 subcompact tractor, and I've got a little 3-meter harrow on the back, and we can also allow this to create fields. So yes, let's allow that to create fields, and again, I'm going to try and drive in a perfectly straight line, and we're going to see if we can make a garden up on this hill. So my lines were not necessarily perfectly straight, but that's okay. And you realistically could have gone ahead and created fields in this area as well, but I've left it so we've got now 3 Arable plots of land, just 3 meters in width and maybe, I don't know, 100 feet in length, 150 feet in length. And now, traditionally speaking, this is where you would stop and you would, again, go into the map editor and you would add some type of production point. I don't want to do that, though. So I want to grab my seeder right here, my hand-pushable seeder. And as we push this, you can see, works fairly well. And yes, we can add seeds to it. And we can choose whatever product we want to grow. So I'm going to, for the sake of just time here, I'm going to go into Easy Dev. So I'm pushing F12 on my keyboard, and I'm coming down to the vehicles. And my fill level right here is my vehicle, and I want to put seeds in there. It only takes 300 liters, and I've clicked yes, and now magically I have seeds. And you'll be able to see in that lower right-hand corner, if I press Y, I can scroll through all the seeds that we can plant. So we got grass, corn, sunflowers, sugarcane, sugar beet, cotton, potatoes, carrots, red beet, parsnips, peas, spinach, green beans, long grain rice, wheat, barley, and I think that starts everything over again. So let's say we want some carrots. Carrots sound yummy. Let's make one of these plots carrots. Now, don't mind me running over my chickens. This is just an open chicken pasture right here. If you're interested and you're curious about this farm that I've built, it is the biggest farm I've ever built. I've literally just gone crazy on it. I said size doesn't matter. We're going to make it as big as humanly possible. And I've done that. But I still have my homestead here. And I don't know why my little guy is going in and out like that. But you can see the... I guess I was wrong. This is a 1 meter wide, 1.5 meter wide. The arable land was 3 meters wide. So again, we can do 2 passes right here. We can start planting. We can hit, let's see here. Let's unfold the seeder. And I don't even think you have to turn it on. I think you just start walking. Is that working? Yeah, see? It's working. It's planting. And we can just start walking up this hill right here. We can go into first-person view. The ultimate telltale will be if the seed counter starts going down. I hope it is. We can also check. Yes, it's going down. A little bit, I think. We can also step out of here and we can look and see the farmland. Yes, it's carrots and they're growing. So they are going in the ground. So we can just keep pushing. And if you get to the end and you want to stop, I'm going to hit X. And we'll turn around. And we'll come in here and hit X again. That'll open up the sieves, I believe, and allow the ability to continue here. And you can see where I'm going with this, but you could actually plant food for your family. And I think it would be really cool if there was also a production point, maybe a refrigerator that you could install in your house that required you to put products in it, like, I don't know, food. And that production point then, you know, got lower over the course of the month, and that was the food you actually feed your family. I don't know how you would institute, like, running out of food because there's no health system in Farm Sim, but you get the idea. You could, in theory, do that. Okay, so carrots on 1. Now, this isn't realistic, but we would need to unload and reload the proper seeds. But, ooh, spinach sounds good. That's good for us. So let's now plant some spinach. So we'll just run spinach up here. I think this even has lights on it. Maybe a little light if you're planting in the evening. I don't know if you would do that or not, but very quick and very easy. Now, you just don't walk away from this either because there's also ways to fertilize. So there's small very small, pushable fertilizing tools. There's de-weeding tools. There's rakes, things of that nature. The interesting thing about this, if you go this route versus using the like the production point or the greenhouse, you're going to get weeds. You're also going to have rocks. You're going to have to maintain the soil. You could, in theory, have drought issues if you have the real weather mod installed. So, again, instead of just buying the production point and growing carrots or growing tomatoes, simply by putting, water and seeds in and walking away, here you are actually trying very hard to properly grow a garden. Okay, let's get to the end there. Now, what should we plant for this third row? We've got carrot, spinach, and green beans sound good. Soybeans, sorghum, no. We could do corn. I mean, some, actual fresh sweet corn would be awesome in a garden. So let's come up here. Let's plant the corn. I think there is actually a sweet corn add-on in FS25 too, so you in theory could do that. I'm just planting standard corn right here. Okay, good news verification. 299 liters now in this planter, so it is actually going in the ground, and you can see the ground textures are changing as I push over it. And I'm just getting to the end. I'm hitting X. That's closing or refolding the tool and turning around, backing up if necessary. It's a little wonky, like the way some pushable tools are, and you can see my character is glitching in and out, so first-person view is probably the best. But let's push it this final 150 feet, and then I'm going to hit Grow Now, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like, and then we'll grab the harvester, and we'll actually harvest what is over here. I actually haven't done that yet, so we'll be doing this together. I have no clue what it actually looks like to harvest with the hand tools. Okay, so we got to the end, we hit X, we close that up, and now we've got that done. We jump off the tool and we go into the map. It's going to save here for a moment, which is good. And if you want to take a look at what I've built, this is Small Town USA. It's available right now on my itch.io page. It's in its version 1. I'm working on an update. I promise. It is a build your own map, and it is a farm the map type of thing. So it's like one farm, you farm everything. We're right there. So you can see those 3 lines are what we just planted. Pop back out. I've got the Grow Now mod installed, so I'm going to hit, I'm on PC, the delete key or the backspace key, and voila, they pop up. And you can see we also have some weeds. So some weeds are growing as well. And if we wanted to take care of that, we could purchase, let's see if we can get a small weeder. Let's see here, category for weeds. That's probably a little too big. Let me see if there is something that can be used to weed that. We might have to use that product. I might not have anything that is currently installed that would do weeds. Yeah, let's just do that. You could spray as well if you wanted to. So yeah, we could try that. So let's run over real fast. Let's grab... Yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's do this. I didn't plan to do a video right now. I was just building and thought it might be kind of fun. So let's grab in vehicles. So we'll come in here and we're going to grab one of the new... Is it in vehicles or is it in... Where are they? There they are. Let's grab a gator. That's fine. That's fine. All that's fine. We'll buy that. We got the gator. Yes. We go into combinations for the gator. And we want a sprayer. So let's grab the sprayer. We'll buy that. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now we come in here and we could fill this, and this is, I love this mod. This was an FS19 mod, I believe, and an FS22 mod. And it is out now, and I believe it is all platform. It's a very, very good mod. So we'll dump that there. Now, again, I've got to do this for time's sake. I'm going to go into F12. I'm in Easy Dev. We're going to fill that with herbicide. I'm going to hit yes. Okay, that's there. We now have 400 liters. I can now extend the booms, and I can go take care of those weeds. So again, think of this low, small volume, personal, family garden. And this is not a production point. We're doing this like the real fields in the game. And, you know, maybe if I'd have gotten my lines straight, those rows would have gone properly as well. So let's turn this on, and let's get rid of some of these weeds. Look at that, the weeds are dying. We can turn on realistic speed limit so you all don't get super, super bored. And we'll just run up and down these 3 patches of carrots, spinach, and corn. We'll kill those darn weeds. Okay, so I don't know if I have any over here, but yeah, there's a few. And they're dying. You can see they're dying. And that did not need 300 liters of herbicide, but we did. We jump out, we take a look. Now we've got all those weeds killed. So let's go ahead and do another layer of growth. So I hit backspace again. They're growing again very, very nicely. And you could run fertilizer on here if you wanted to. In fact, maybe you want to take... here's an idea. So let's use that 420 for something. Let's buy a manure spreader, but something very small. So this guy right here. Yep. Let's buy that. Yes. Okay. Poor 420 or 4020 was not able to pull that super deep ripper. That's okay. It should have no issues with the little John Deere manure spreader. I got to drive one of these in Iowa, a real true to life working, like, seen thousands of hours, 4020 diesel. Didn't have a canopy on mine. It was an absolute blast. I cut about, I think, total 60 acres of hay that one day. It beat me up. Of course, I learned that I was in the wrong gear because this transmission right here, you can see this, it is a nightmare to understand, especially when those numbers have worn off. I thought I was in 5th, but I was actually in 7th, so I was driving way faster than I should have been. It's okay, because everything got cut. So again, F12, we're going to fill it with manure, yes. Did I run over a chicken? I'm sorry. Did not mean to. Let's come... What am I running into? There's like a collision right there. Let's see, that's why the guy that made this map needs to actually go in and fix it. That was me. My bad. Okay, X, we unload that. We turn on the manure spreader. And now we can drive along here, and we're spreading manure. And it's like the perfect width, too. And since we're at the correct growth stage, and we don't have super, super wide tires, we are not impacting or hurting the plants at all. The actual... Those are the carrots. Oh, I'm hurting the spinach. I'm hurting the spinach. I'm hurting the spinach. I must stop. I must not go over that. So apparently I can't. Oh boy. Can't do that. So we've got some major... Okay, we're going to stop that. I should have put down the fertilizer of the spinach earlier, but I have killed the spinach right there, unfortunately. That's okay. Let's go one more growth state. Very nice. Very, very nice. Corn's looking good. Let's go another growth state. There we go. Corn is tasseling. I have no clue what carrots are. They are ready to harvest. Carrots are ready to harvest. And the spinach is ready to harvest. the corn is still growing. So we need to come down and we need to grab. So again, I'm going to purchase that harvester that is the... No, not in here. We need an actual... There we go. So let's get... That would be a root crop, right? Yes. Let's buy that, and then we probably also need to buy this. Buy that. Yes. Okay. I don't know why I put my store over here, but I did. So that's the grain harvester. This is the root harvester. So we're going to push this over. We'll see if my guy... He's a little slow, but we're going 5 miles an hour. That's pretty good for pushing this heavy thing. And again, while we're doing this, imagine a mod like a refrigerator or a deep freezer or a pantry or something that you could put in your home that you could fill up with products like this. And you could actually feed your family. So let's turn on that harvester. We need to unfold it first. There we go. Turning it on and lower harvester. So we do have to lower it. And we are harvesting carrots. Carrots are coming out of the ground. And they are going directly into the bin. It's a very small bin. We'll see if I can get everything in one pass. I'm hoping it maybe goes in like one box. Yeah, this should be absolutely fine. I don't think there'll be a problem here at all. So we're getting carrots now coming out. And let me turn around. It looks kind of like just a black box. It's not actually showing anything. I don't know if that is a problem with the mod or what, but we are definitely getting carrots out. We're almost 50% full. And when I get to the end here, I think I'll see if I can... or what the heck I can do to unload this harvester. Okay, so let me do that. I guess, yeah, I mean, that's probably, my guess would be that's not working or not intended to show carrots. Like, the animation worked fine, but it's filling up, and how do we, okay, pipe out. Okay, so that does that. Lower harvester, unload here. Can I can. But it is just a big heap of... What are those? I don't know. That doesn't look right to me. It does not look right. Let's try the spinach. Let's see if maybe we have better luck with the spinach. So that did not go right. So let's put our pipe back in. And let's try the spinach. So we're going to come here. We're going to say turn on the harvester. We're going to lower the harvester. And now we're getting spinach in. Those animations seem to be working fine. Like, the spinach is going into... Okay, that is working correctly. So spinach is showing up correctly. Carrots did not. So, you know, again, this is not... not terrible. It could work, especially if you use your imagination. And that's what a sim game is all about. So let me back up. So we definitely have spinach going in there. Let's get this spinach done. Well, we can stop here. Let's just stop here. Let's turn off the harvester. And let's unload. It's got some like calisthenics going on here. Okay, let's unload the harvester. Let's see what happens. So unload, Control I. Control I. Why aren't you working? Do I need to pipe in, pipe out? Unload is just I. Oh, see, now that is the way it's supposed to work. That is perfect. So I unloaded it into a box now of spinach, and that, ladies and gentlemen, you can now take and sell very easily. So that's kind of it. I wanted to find a different way to do, you know, a garden, one that is a little more realistic, and you could take this as far as you would like. Carrots didn't work so well. Got to figure that out. But spinach and other things, that's really pretty cool. And that is a 209-liter, 177-kilogram pallet of spinach. So check it out. It's the Hand Tools mod. It's on the in-game mod hub. And then it's a combination of just making your own garden area on your map anywhere, just like a real map. And you're not using the in-game production garden or greenhouse tool. And if you've stayed around this long, to close this out, we'll give you a little sneak peek of this farm. Again, this is small town USA. This is just in the area that is completely open for you to build a farm on, because it is a build-your-own farm type of map. Oh, and see, so this is great. You see, what we just did, we made our garden over there. This is what you get from like an in-game garden, and it's not the same. All I did was put water in it, and I turned it on, and then it creates stuff. It's okay. It's just kind of boring. And I need things in this game to keep my mind active. So here is the we don't care, damn the cost, does not matter. Look at all this equipment. Look at this layout. We've got cows, we've got chickens, we've got really everything. And I'm going to farm the entire map. So my farm, one map, all the fields. They're mine. But that is going to be on a different video. So until then, thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time right here on the farm with the Stovers.